Enterprises are livid, paying for tokens that create no value, stealing the weights and alpha of my business. Wow. That is Palantir CEO Alex Karp, speaking completely unfiltered and perfectly summarizing a massive frustration boiling over in the enterprise world right now. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a massive structural shift happening across the tech landscape, escaping the AI Tollbooth and the rise of the architectural jailbreak. We are going to explore exactly how companies, executives, and individual developers are actively rebelling against AI vendor lock-in and how they are reclaiming their own data.
Section 1. The Open Source Jailbreak. Let's get right into it.
To really wrap our heads around this macro movement, we gotta look at a hyper-specific, totally viral developer hack that triggered it all. Vaibhav Sasinti details a project here called Free Claude Code. Now, usually, Claude Code is Anthropic's premium terminal coding agent, right? It demands a paid API key to run, but this project, it's a grassroots developer rebellion that hits the nail on the head regarding Alex Karp's frustration. It lets developers bypass that billing layer entirely. And get this, it rapidly amassed 37,000 GitHub stars. 37,000! That massive number is honestly staggering, and it proves there is an overwhelming market demand for what Alex Karp calls model agnosticism. Having the total freedom to use flexible backend architectures without being held hostage by one expensive provider. So, how does this technical jailbreak actually work? It's brilliant, really. It works by keeping the slick, stable application layer, which is the Claude Code user interface, but it quietly swaps out the expensive execution layer for free or highly commoditized alternatives. Literally every request gets intercepted and rerouted to cheaper or free backend providers like DeepSeek, Gemini, or NVIDIA NIM. So you keep the beautiful interface, but you completely strip out the billing layer. It's a real game changer. Section 2. The AI Token Tollbooth and Data Feudalism. You see, that developer rebellion we just talked about, that is a direct reaction to exactly what Fortune 500 organizations are facing at a massive scale right now. Legacy SaaS giants are basically acting as digital feudal lords setting up these velvet traps. Just look at Salesforce's Agentforce, rolling out a $2 per successful resolution toll or pushing complex flex credits. Then you have SAP's Clean Core, funneling enterprise data into standardized, locked environments where they assert IP ownership over your data products. And Microsoft, severing BI compatibility for third-party platforms like Databricks. They are literally tolling the borders of your data, forcing you to use their native, super expensive AI agent layers. And honestly, it leads to the financial absurdity of what people are calling token maxing. As one of our sources perfectly put it, routing basic, repetitive corporate tasks through hyper-expensive frontier models is literally like using a Ferrari to go to the corner store to get milk. It makes no sense. It acts as an invisible wealth tax on the enterprise, forcing companies to pay digital rent on every single automated thought. Section 3. Defeating data feudalism. So when enterprise software costs completely decouple from actual business value, architects stop negotiating. They just start building escape routes. And look, it's not just about cost. It's absolutely crucial for operational control. Take a look at this geopolitical reality check. In June 2026, sudden U.S. export controls hit the Claude Fable 5 model. Because Anthropic couldn't verify user nationality in real time, they were forced to pull the models globally. For nearly 3 weeks, paying customers all over the world had their access completely bricked, no access at all. This proved, without a shadow of a doubt, that relying on outsourced closed-model APIs means your operational intelligence can be shut off overnight by a single regulatory pen stroke. Which brings us to a crucial point. A jailbreak is no longer just some clever prompt trick to bypass a chatbot's safety filter. Not anymore. Today, an architectural jailbreak is a deliberate, cross-functional strategy. It means intentionally decoupling your business logic and enterprise alpha from a SaaS provider's high-margin orchestration layer. Basically, it's about reclaiming the means of production for your own business. Section 4. The Alpha Kernel Strategy. This brings us to the macro enterprise blueprint that institutionalizes that exact GitHub proxy hack we saw earlier, but at an enterprise scale. The Alpha Kernel. It's essentially a powerful one-two punch. Step 1 is armored extraction, using integration fabrics like Workato to extract raw transactional events from those legacy SaaS traps before they get caged by vendor ontologies. Step 2 is the sovereign safehouse, depositing that extracted data into a neutral, model-agnostic layer. And finally, Step 3 is supreme governance, using layers like TIAS and the MI9 protocol to monitor and govern your AI agents neutrally across your entire estate. Here's why this matters so much. By extracting data from those proprietary SaaS walled gardens and keeping it in an open table format like Apache Iceberg, you completely strip the vendor of their leverage. Iceberg sits right there in your own cloud storage. That means any AI model, whether it's OpenAI, Gemini, or a local proxy model, can read the exact same data simultaneously. You completely bypass the mega vendor blockades. It's like unlocking the front door from the inside.
Section 5. Owning your business alpha. Let's bring it all home.
To truly protect their competitive advantage, enterprises are realizing they must focus on open weights. Neutrally speaking here, whether a company selects a US origin model like NVIDIA's Nematron 3 Ultra, which is positioned for high efficiency and throughput, or a Chinese alternative like Zippu's GLM 5.2, which is heavily built for agent-first coding, the strategic goal is exactly the same. It is all about running open weights on self-hosted infrastructure. Doing this mathematically eliminates those devastating API blackouts we discussed, simply because the vendor no longer has a runtime relationship with your data. You own the weights, and you own the execution layer, period. Finally, to tie all of this together financially, executives are deploying tools like Numio. You can think of it as the financial command center for this whole uprising. It breaks through the massive cloud cost fog by providing real-time, action-level spend attribution. Much like that grassroots Claude Code proxy we saw at the very beginning, Numio proves exactly where you are wasting money on expensive frontier tokens. It shows you exactly where to deploy a local proxy or route those routine corporate tasks to cheaper, open models. So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. Are you renting your intelligence, or do you own the land? In the age of AI, architectural neutrality, actually owning your data, your execution layer, and your models is the absolute only way to ensure your business actually controls its own future. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive.